Hi, I'm Leslie from Deeply Southern Home, a DIY and home interiors blog. We recently built a library wall and covered it with molding and trim with the help of the Ryobi Pin Nailer. And today I'm in my husband's office that we are transforming into a library. Our goal was to make this blank wall into a stunning library, complete with not only plenty of room for books, but also closed storage, a faux fireplace, and a library ladder. And once the basic structure was built, it was time to add molding. Molding is what brought in charm and character and made the built-in feel like it'd been here for ages. And all of this was assembled with only two tools, a Ryobi brad nailer and a Ryobi Pin Nailer. So today's tutorial is how to add molding or trim to any project that you might have, and most specifically on how to use a Ryobi Airstrike pin nailer. The reason why a pin nailer is so fantastic is that unlike a brad nailer, the nails are so fine, literally pin size. Once you nail in something, the pins have no head, and so they completely disappear, which means no caulking or wood filler is needed. Typically, one coat of paint and the pin nails completely disappear. So let's get to how to use the pin nailer to hang the molding, and then as I go along, I'll show you the finer points of a pin nailer. In order for the pin nails to come out, you pull back on this safety here and then you fire just like you would a brad nailer. It does have the light just like the brad nailer, which I've always loved when you're in a tight space and you can't see, or in dark paint, see exactly where you're nailing, and that is fantastic. All right, so let's see it in action. To start with, I've tacked this one just up at the top with the pin nailer, and you can see how strong it is. I mean, it is in there. Once you have the molding cut to size needed and tacked in place at the top, line up the molding with the edge of the shelf and nail. I chose to use a small space about 1/8 of an inch between the edge of the shelf and the molding. With a measurement like this, I just like to work by touch. It's much easier than a ruler and more accurate than you would think. I find it completely remarkable that not only are the pin nails small and disappear, but they're definitely strong enough to hold anything in place, even without wood glue. Let's take another look at the tool in action. There you can see the light, which makes it so easy to know exactly where you're nailing and see your work. An optional guide can be added to make sure that you nail the molding in exactly the same place if that's important. The cushion tip makes sure that none of your work gets damaged while nailing. Of course, the Ryobi Pin Nailer uses the lithium-ion 1 batteries that come with all Ryobi tools. It features a comfortable grip, making it easy to use all day long. To embellish these flat panel cabinet doors from IKEA, I added 2 layers of trim, one inside the other. Here's a great tip. Anytime I'm cutting frame molding like this, I always set up a guide. You want to start by cutting the outside edge so that it's long and the inside edge is short, and then rotate the miter saw so that the 45-degree angle is in the opposite direction so that you can create a frame. Because I had 4 cabinet doors to create, I repeated this step 8 times, and that ensured that all of those pieces were exactly the same. Once I had all the tops and the bottoms cut, it was time to assemble. I clamped them down to the cabinet door and spent a great deal of time lining things up perfectly and then nailing them and making sure that the corners were nice and tight so that no caulk was needed. As a safety feature, not all of the nails get used every time. You'll need to remove the extra nails once it stops nailing and replace it with a new set, making sure that the arrows are placed downward. To add my second layer of trim, I knew I needed to space everything out appropriately and keep it all in place. I considered creating a jig, but it ended up the extra pieces of trim I had were the exact distance I needed to hold everything in place and nice and tight and straight. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out my video for the rolling library ladder. It's budget friendly and easy to do. And also special thanks to Ryobi Power Tools. Their support of my projects are greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching.